Okay, so it's live streaming. Okay, welcome everybody to the Haverhill Town Council's Community Events Working Party here on Monday, the 15th of April. 112 years since the Titanic went down. Just as a matter of interest. Of no consequence whatsoever, other than the people at the time, of course. Unusual thing about any decisions we come up with today have to be ratified by Leisure and Community, if I remember rightly, or full council, whichever comes first. Okay, quickly moving on. Item 2, Colin, apologies for absence.
Chair, we have apologies from Councillor Hanlon and Councillor Miller-Jones, and also Mayor Davis Smith.
Okay. Thank you very much. Item 3, declarations of interest and request for dispensation. Anybody? I can't see Councillor Lucchini, so I assume that he's shaking his head. Right, minutes of the previous meeting held on the 22nd of January this year. Assume you've all read them. So if we could have a proposer, please, first of all. Start with Councillor Davidson, and a seconder, please, Councillor Tony Brown. All those in favour, please show. Lovely, thank you very much. Right, matters arising from the agenda, I've got none listed. I assume you don't want to put them on screen. They are available online if anyone wants to read them in the public. No. Okay. Item number 6, public speaking. Anybody, Colin? Anybody? All right, item 7, we're going to, because it's got some sensitive stuff in it, we're going to move it to the end of the session, put it in closed agenda at the very end. So we'll move quickly on to item 8, community events for 2024, starting with the first one, which happens end of this week, in fact. Beer festival. And before Sarah talks, I just want to give an update because I haven't seen Colin or Sarah since. I'm hoping that we're going to have the new till system up and running for that, even if it might just be temporary. And I've inquired if all else fails, I've got a spare till printer here. I'll bring it down with me. You can borrow my one as the one for the food. So a bit like we did a Hippie last year.
Right. Thank you for that.
Okay, so I think it's all hopefully okay. Anyway, right. Councillor Brown, first of all.
Yeah, just as you mentioned the till system, John. Do we still accept cash? I presume we do.
Yes.
Yeah,
very much so. Yeah.
Yeah,
love it. Love cash. Well, I do anyway, but I know many councils don't. But yeah, I know. Yeah, because of the cost of depositing it and everything else. But yeah, there was a football club recently, wasn't there, that decided they went.
Well, I've seen that some banks now are starting to limit the amount of cash that you can actually deposit in a year.
Yeah,
£20,000 a year.
Yeah,
scandalous to me.
I know it is. Yeah, no, yeah. Right, sorry, Sarah. I guess this is you.
Yeah,
it could be all of you. Actually, it's all for you. Actually, I suspect. But...
well, Camera Beer Festival this weekend. It's a joint partnership between us and Camera. And as I think I said at the previous meeting, we've worked really closely with the steering group, and that has been a great help. We're having some volunteers this year, which is different from previous years. We have sold in advance 106 tickets, I think, which is double what we sold for previous events. So that seems to be going well. The beer trail is taking place at the Woolpack, the Royal Exchange, 9 Jars and the Drabbit Smock. I did ask the Rose and Crown and the Bull as per last meeting, but they weren't interested. in getting involved in that. So we've got evening entertainment. So there's going to be an open mic showcase from 5:30 to 7, and then we'll have a headlining event. I mean, a headlining act, and then there'll be music in the background. We've got 23 beers, I think 4 ciders, and that, in a nutshell, is the beer weekend.
Okay, great, lovely. Thank you for that. Anybody got any questions on the beer festival? I assume some of you who do drink, unfortunately I don't, but we'll be trying out something, and let's hope we get a few more people sign up as well. Anybody? No? Okay, lovely. Thank you very much. Thanks for that. I'll probably be down on Friday morning, just make sure everything's okay from a till system point of view anyway.
John, I think Steve Marsh mentioned that there was a £5 and a £10 button already programmed in. Do you know if that's true?
I don't. Sorry, no. The system. You're talking about for when you actually take the money. You mean?
Yeah. Let's talk about it later.
Yeah, let's talk it after the meeting. Yeah.
Sorry.
Or tomorrow, or whatever. I've got a meeting thing in the morning, but I can pop down afterwards if you come to. Right, Science Festival. I guess that's going to be you, Colin, as you're the boss of this one and doing a fantastic job with all the other team members.
I'm sitting in reflected glory, to be perfectly honest. It's Sarah that's done all the organising
Wow,
of the actual community event, so I'll pass it to her to what she's done.
All right.
Okay, so the East Town Park Day. First things first, Christine is very excited. Christine, the park ranger, is very excited by it, so that's always good to get her on board. So since the last meeting, I think we have decided, weather permitting, to move the planetarium to East Town Park, which will make it a little bit more of a busier and more full up event. If the weather's not on our side, we will relocate back to the Arts Centre. We've got the Merck Curiosity Cube, and they're running 3 experiments. They're not super fascinating, looking at fabrics and a threading machine and something else, I can't remember. But anyway, that's going to be quite fun because it's in a big industrial unit. We have the star of the show, Nick Corsten, and he is building rockets, making cardboard creations, and what's the third thing? Oh, making magazine zine productions. And then we've got a few bits and pieces around the outside. Men's Shed are coming down with their little caravan and their silly games that they brought to the Clements Day last year. We've got the RSPB stand, Eco News, the Cambridge University student science outreach group called Chaos have got 2 gazebos, and they're running a series of experiments. And then there's all the playground equipment. So all we need now is some lovely weather.
Yeah, not like today. No, I agree. I think it's going to be better than we first envisioned. And I think certainly Nick Corsten is very enthusiastic. He reminds me so much of a guy I once knew who worked at Brunel University. Somebody might know, Magnus Pike, professor. He worked with my, it's very close to where my sister worked in the university. But he's a similar sort of thing, enthusiastic about all things science, and related, and the not just STEM but STEAM as well, which is good. Anybody got any questions on the Science Festival at all? I hope certainly public events you can get onto, and obviously the Saturday, the East Town Park would be great.
The weather at the moment, I've just checked, is for rain during the afternoon, but obviously we're quite a few days away, so we shall see.
Yeah. I don't believe that half the time. I mean, it's supposed to be dry today, but yeah, okay. Right. Should we talk about the fun days and the picnic in the park, Sarah?
Yeah, there's, to be honest, not too much to say about those at this stage. So Chalkson Fun Day, Jacqueline Lowry is on the case, pretty much on the case on this one. So that sort of takes care of itself. Clement's Fun Day, Helen Cullop, and the group whose name I just can't remember off the top of my head, it doesn't exist anymore, obviously. So we'll be taking more of a lead in this one. Picnic in the park. Now I would like to theme that around dinosaurs, but it's a little bit expensive. So I'm just seeing if I can juggle some budgets on that. So this would be like not full-size T-Rexes and Stegosauruses, but sort of miniature versions that performers go around and have the whole day themed around the idea of the perennial popular dinosaur. So Parkway Fun Day. Now I haven't spoken, that is the point. I have emailed Father John, and somebody else whose name I can't remember from the church, but I haven't heard anything back. So I do need to chase that up. That's the St. Felix one.
Yeah. Okay. That's very interesting. Yeah, the dinosaur one. I saw the smirk from Colin there. And I think you're right. I don't think a full-size T-Rex will be. Probably wouldn't get it through the gate.
We did see we saw the dinosaurs at the event production show at the Excel, and we were taken with them. They did see, if these are the dinosaurs that Sarah's on about, they did look like they were going to be quite enjoyable.
I think all those animatronic type things I think are brilliant. But as you say, they're so expensive, you really need to get lots of sponsorship for them. Any questions on the fun days at all? Seems a long way off, but they'll soon be here, unfortunately. Time does go fly especially when you're getting older. Okay, finally not finally, but onto the big one, Haverhill in the Park. Have we got any updates at all? What's going on there? It's all gone quiet a little bit, but
I don't have any particular updates on that. I haven't spoken to Steve Marsh recently, so I couldn't follow that up and get him to give a little synopsis of where he's got to or something.
I think, considering the amount of money that's going to be spent on it, I think we really need to know what's going on and get things out there early. And equally not, this is a group, we ought to have an input into everything, I think.
So shall I ask Stephen to give us a little update and then
lovely, yeah.
Send it round after the meeting?
Yes, please, that'd be great. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, sorry, Councillor Greenie.
Thank you. Yeah, it'd be good to have an update of where we're at, especially as time is now getting on. It'd also be good to get like a save the date out. I asked for this last year, and I'm worried again that time is quickly going to go, and we'll be at the event, and there'll be kind of no free advertising on social media. I think these things is key to get it in people's calendars, diaries now. Otherwise people will start booking holidays and attendance will be poor again. We really have to push the event this year if it's going to survive.
What I'll do is ask Joe to send something out tomorrow.
Thank you.
Just a quick social media post.
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, I think Councillor Green's dead right. We need to at least make an effort at trying to get more people through the door if we can. Okay, and these are probably nothing. I'm going to say nothing probably done on these yet. Halloween trail.
Well, I've looked into it a little bit. I've got a few providers lined up, different ones from last year, so there's not a repeat of the performers and the props, but I haven't tied anything down yet. And maybe the same for the Christmas event. So just looking around to make sure it's a little bit different. But obviously it's April.
Yeah, I know. And again, and that includes the fireworks, of course. I assume we are doing the fireworks again this year. Hopefully no fog or whatever it was that came down last year, mist or whatever it was. I wasn't there, but okay. It's very quick, gonna be a very quick meeting. Anybody else, anybody got any questions at all for anything? No. One thing I would like to see, if possible, again, Sarah, I mentioned it on the civic working, is could we have an update maybe once a month or even less if necessary, particularly as events get closer, just as so we know what's been done, what hasn't been done, where we can help, if at all, that sort of thing. Is that possible?
Yeah. However, if I do forget, you just
Bullet points. I don't want.
ping me a little email just so it stays at the top of
Yep.
my inbox.
Yeah, it'd be nice just in case, you know, there's things that, you know, you need help with, or but some of us may or may not be able to help with. Right, item 9, any other business? No. Okay, so we got the date of the next meetings of 15th July, 14th of October, Mondays, online again. I assume, you know, that we know that's there. Right, let's move back to item number 7, and I can't remember the terminology, Colin, what it says. Remind me.
So under the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960, you need to vote to exclude the members of the public and press as their presence would be prejudicial to the meeting, for the public interest rather, because of the sensitivity of the discussion in this particular case.
I'm impressed you remember that off the top of your head.
I didn't. I rely on you not.
No. Okay. So then, therefore, can I have a proposer, please? Councillor Lucchini, followed quickly by Tony and Councillor Brown. All those in favour, please show. Oh, somewhere there. Okay, lovely. Do you want to stop